Coming up on Grateful TV, dogs, cats, and we're talking skunks. Plus, I brought a new baby into the family, and guess where I adopted this baby from? Grateful Rescue with Pamela. Coming up, you're going to meet Harry.
Hi, and welcome to Grateful Rescue TV. I'm Pamela Terhune, and this is Patty Stittler. We're in Patty's beautiful backyard, and we have someone new to introduce.
Oh, yes, we do indeed. And we're just tongue-tied a little bit because this is my new puppy. This is Harry. Now, Harry comes from Pamela's Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, and I've been looking for a friend, a best buddy for Stewie.
You've been looking for a while.
It's been a while. Lost Mabel on January the 16th. She was a rescue too. And he just needed someone to eat with. Look how active he is. He's changed tremendously. So he gets someone to eat with, someone to play with, someone to pee with. It's perfect. It's perfect.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. And it's only been a little over a week.
Yep.
So tell me about his background.
Well, we got a phone call from the Muncie Animal Shelter.
Okay.
And they had confiscated him. Animal Control had confiscated Harry from a neglectful situation.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was multiple times. So they finally said they're taking him, and they called us. And I called you.
Well, and why did I call him Harry?
Oh, you called him Harry because when we got him, he's still a little thin back here, but he had lost half of his hair on his back end.
We're going to get
from
there.
his itchies. But he's doing great now, and he seems to love this beautiful new home.
It's about from his records, and you did all of the vetting and everything to make sure he's healthy, as healthy as can be. I'm going to fatten him up, but
he needs a little weight.
He's between 4 and 6 years old, somewhere around in there.
Between 4 and 6 years old. They believe, it's everybody's guess without a DNA test, but they believe he's a Maltese West Highland Terrier mix.
And also he's getting along with the cats. With Freddie, it's perfect. Timber's like, I'll look at you and then I'll give you a swat, but everything's okay. It's only been, again, a little over a week, which brings us to, we need to talk coming up about the 333.
The 333, a very important rule that you want to pay attention to when you're adopting an animal.
Okay, it's called giving them some time.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You love your Harry?
Harry, say thank you for this wonderful home, Mama.
Thank you, Harry.
Oh.
We'll be back with more on Grateful TV.
So I was deeply in sleep, and I just feel my mom shaking me up and just looking at me panicked. She was just like, Leslie, wake up. We got to go find the dogs.
This is the story of two dogs stolen from their own backyard. Sophie, an adorable therapy dog, and Kiko, the bulldog.
We were panicking. My brother was awake at that time, and he loves the dogs, especially Kiko, because they are just buddies. I mean, we got Kiko for him, so he was really panicking, and I could hear it in his voice when he would scream the dogs' names.
Leslie Soto Benitez and her family created missing dog flyers and posted them all around the neighborhood. Facebook users provided some clues. Kiko the bulldog was spotted with an unknown man on a street corner, and the little dog Sophie was with a stranger less than a mile away from home.
My daughter and her boyfriend were driving in the area of Washington and Sherman and saw a homeless lady with a sign that said that she needed food. And my daughter asked her if she needed some water for the dog, and she said no, the dog was fine. And the next time she drove back past, there was a sign that said dog for sale. I was afraid of who might end up buying it and what might happen to the dog. I know people buy dogs, especially the smaller dogs, for bait dogs, for dog fighting and things like that. So I just said, we've got to get her off the street. And we brought her home.
Chris Hardy began looking on Facebook in lost dog groups to help find the dog's rightful owner, and she received help from animal rescue volunteer Tracy Wagner. who knew Sophie's story needed a happy ending.
I could pretty much tell because of the condition the dog was in. The dog was in way better condition than the people who had the dog. The dog was either stolen and trying to be sold, or somebody found the dog and they were trying to sell the dog. But either way it went, that dog did not belong to her, and I could tell that.
That's when Tracy turned to us here at Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary.
I contacted Pam via Facebook and told her kind of what was going on and asked her if she'd be willing to hold on to the dog until we could either find its owner or we could find it a new home if the owner wasn't found. And she immediately stepped up and said, yes, I will.
And we're sitting here with Sophie's owners, Giselle and Leslie. And as you can see, Sophie's very comfortable and happy to be back in her owner's laps. And we'd like to share the story of how we realized that Sophie was, in fact, Giselle's and Leslie's family's dog.
You showed me Sophie, I was just like, I just wanted to cry because I immediately knew. I recognized her looks, and I was just like, yeah, that's her. She did, and she also, there was several people that were trying to claim Sophie, and it wasn't actually their dog. And but Leslie had a certain little beauty mark that Sophie has that couldn't be mistaken. Yeah, she has a little tiny beauty mark right there on her bum, hidden underneath all her hair.
So as soon as she told me about Sophie's little beauty mark on her rump, we knew that this was in fact Sophie's family.
Sophie definitely found angels on her way, and I am so grateful for you and for your community's help on bringing her back home, because honestly, I didn't know what. Sorry.
You probably worried you were never going to see her again. And you could tell Sophie's very loved. Well, we're going to show Kiko on our program. We're going to try to alert everybody to be on the lookout for him. And maybe there's still more yet to the story to come when we bring Kiko home. Kiko was last seen in downtown Indianapolis. There is a $500 reward for his return. If you've seen Kiko or know where his family can find him, please contact us at 888-SAVE-ALL or 765-702-4851.
Coming up on Grateful TV, dogs, cats, and we're talking
Skunks.
skunks. We'll have more. Stay with us.
Andrew, will you read me a story?
Oh yeah, let's watch Faith's Book Nook.
Grateful Rescue presents Faith's Book Nook. Watch dozens of storytelling videos right now at gratefulrescue.org.
When we arrived on the scene, I would run towards the fire, barking at the men to hurry up with their hoses of water.
I can watch it as a bedtime story.
Or anytime I want to learn about animals.
Thank you for joining us tonight for tonight's book reading, and thank you for supporting Grateful Rescue.
I'll lend you my daddy. I'm sure you'll agree. Now that he's home, he belongs just to me.
Celebrities and pet lovers of all ages read their favorite books about animals.
This is First Dog Henry Holcomb, and we have a story for you. Apparently it smells good.
Storytime is anytime at Faith's Book Nook.
Watch Book Nook anytime on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Faith's Book Nook right now at gratefulrescue.org.
And thank you for joining me at my house. This is my yard. These are my dogs. And this is my friend, Pamela Terhune. And we're going to talk about skunks. And believe it or not, these do not smell. These are, they're rescued skunks, right?
Yes, they're rescued domesticated skunks.
They're domesticated skunks. And you found a person that helps to do all of this.
Yeah, Julie at Indiana Skunk Rescue. She takes care of them. She gives them their vaccines, and she adopts them out.
Right. And
she let me keep one overnight once, and they're like little puppies. They really are. They're very personal.
I've met Julie and talked to her too. Just be careful of their little claws.
Yes.
Because they do have little claws, but
they do.
They are
sharp.
very, very cute.
Oh, and they're so sweet. They're vegetarian too.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I have 5 right now. This is Princess Diana. She is my #1 ambassador that goes out with me everywhere for the rescue. Oh. And then I have Abby, and I have Lily, and Flower, and Olivia. They all are as different as night and day. Lily is no different than a dog. I've never seen anything like it. She's extremely friendly. She never meets a stranger. She loves everybody. No matter who calls her, she comes running to them. Abby only likes my husband. Olivia is teeny tiny, and she basically only likes me, which that's common. Skunks usually only bond to 1 or 2 people. And then Flower, he was my very first skunk, and he rules the house. Everybody does what Flower says. Indiana Skunk Rescue started in 2018. I am the only skunk rescue in the United States that can help both domesticated and wild skunks. I'm also an Indiana licensed wildlife rehabilitator. Last year I helped over 200 wild skunks and about 80, if I remember correctly, domesticated skunks. Without me, I don't know what the wild skunks especially would do. And last year, I cried. I mean, it was really, really hard taking care of all these babies. But they're orphaned. They can't live on their own, and they have very few places to go to. And as a wildlife rehabilitator, we fill up really fast. They get them because they're tiny. They fit almost in your hand when you get them, and they're cute. And some of them will not use a litter box. Some of them, like I said, they only bond with 1 person. They're not really fond of the rest of the family members. Other people, they're only legal in approximately 17 states. So if you got transferred on your job and you moved to an illegal state, then you can't take the skunk with you. The #1 question I get is, can they spray? And no, a domesticated skunk cannot spray. It is a federal offense to take one out of the wild. You have to purchase a pet skunk from a USDA licensed breeder. You have to register it with the DNR in Indiana, and they descent them before they sell them as pets. They eat a lot of vegetables, a very little bit of fruit, because it contains so much sugar. Like, they can only have 1 blueberry, a little piece of a cantaloupe, half of a strawberry. I don't feed very much fruit at all. And high quality dog food, but again, not a lot. Any dairy product, they love eggs, and they have to have taurine every day, so you can buy the powdered taurine to put on their food, and white meat. But in the wild, skunks are omnivores. They eat absolutely everything.
And we're back at Grateful Rescue TV.
And we're going to talk about adoptable dogs and cats. You have adopted out close to 500 animals. And how many returned? Maybe 3, 4?
Oh, about 6 returns.
6?
That's not bad for
that's
500.
not bad.
We try very hard to match the perfect people with the dog and the lifestyle that they require. So.
And if it doesn't match completely, it's good that they call you back and say, let's find another home.
Absolutely. They have to come back here. Yeah.
Okay. So what you got now?
Well, we have a few new little residents. One is Alfie. Alfie is a pure black Shih Tzu, and he has 6 teeth, Patty.
Oh no!
He has 6 teeth, and he's so cute. You pick him up, and he grumbles and growls, but would never bite a flea. He's just like so sweet. But when you pick him up, he's going to growl and make noise. And then we also have a black and white Shih Tzu just came in, and her name is Kiki. Very, very sweet girl. She won't last long at Grateful Rescue. Everybody.
That's right, yeah.
And then that big work of art, beautiful dog, Picasso.
I saw that on your Facebook page. Picasso.
His face looks like a painting. Picasso was a no-brainer. He is gorgeous and he's so sweet. He's a little bit timid, so we're working with him. We usually keep keep them a couple weeks before we start letting them to meet people.
Right. So you get to know their personality.
We get to know their personality
Right. That's good.
and their preferences and how they do with dogs, how they do with cats, all that good stuff. Because we, like I said, we want to make sure they have a home that's just a perfect fit.
Right. And you got kitty cats too. So again.
We do have kitty cats. I was driving home recently and I pulled up the driveway and there was a crate in our driveway.
What?
And it had 2 kitties in it. Yeah, Sterling and Patches. And Patches is a black tortie, long hair kitty.
Okay.
And Sterling's a real svelte gray.
All right.
Beautiful cat. They are sweet. They did get dumped, but they are sweet, and they're out. And we found them pretty quick. I'd just gone to the market, so that happened right while I was gone.
Again, I support, I applaud, and I recommend Grateful Rescue. So contact
thank you.
Pamela. She knows what she's doing. She's got a good heart, and she never gives up. But that's
I never give up.
You never
You know what? When you quit, it won't happen. If it takes a while, it will happen.
I love. Oh, I'm gonna steal that. Okay.
Maybe I could revamp the words a little better. But.
And we'll be back with more on Grateful Rescue TV.
Puppy mill dogs take a lot of care and a lot of love. And in this space is where Belinda gives that love.
I have 3 puppy mill dogs. I have Lily Mae, which is in my lap. I have Honey Jewel, and I have Queen Esther. All puppy mill dogs are different, and you cannot, under any circumstances, treat all of them the same because it will not work, okay? So Queen Esther, when she came, she was very traumatized, very nervous. I've only had her for a couple of weeks. She's still standoffish. She is just now starting to come up to the other 2 girls. I had previously adopted 2, and the trauma that they had gone through was so severe that they didn't have a very long life with me. So I adopted 2 more, and they were so traumatized. A lot of people don't understand that the ones that I have came from a dark place. They lived in a dark, cold barn in cages. They were so traumatized, they didn't know anything. They didn't know how to go up the steps. They didn't know how to come down the steps. Some of them never learned to jump up on a piece of furniture because all they've ever known was a cage. And then I have a couple that just turned circles.
Belinda created this space for her dogs to live, eat, and play. In this space, they can be their whole selves and not in cages. And one day they can come out of their own personal cages and blossom into the rambunctious pups they are now.
A lot of my dogs, I let them come to me. This is their living space. I let them experience my love from afar. And eventually they start coming to me closer and closer and closer. So I let them be themselves. And I understand that there are times that you do get a puppy mill dog that you may never be able to touch. And you know what? That's okay. As long as you keep them in a safe place and love them and take care of them. We all have boundaries. Even humans have boundaries. Some of us have been so hurt, we may not want to be touched either. Animals are no different. We have to be able to see their heart and understand what they've been through.
Belinda's deep care for these traumatized pups takes a soft and loving approach.
Honey Jewel, previously, before I got her, she went to a lady, and at night, they wanted to put Honey Jewel back in a cage, separate from the living space. They couldn't catch her, so they brought her back to Pam. Pam brought her, and we were sitting and talking, and I told Pamela, I said, I understand that sometime you have to put animal in a cage to protect them. But in Honey Jewel's experience, she didn't want to be in a cage anymore. So when I get my animals, this out here is their space. Honey Jewel, when I first got her, I had to put her bed way back away from everything because she constantly jumped. And I would talk to her and I'd tell her, oh, it's gonna be okay. You're all right, I love you, here's your food, here's your water. And I let them realize that they're not in a cage anymore, that this is their space. This is their time to be safe,
to be free, and just to be themselves.
The true course to happiness is the small things in life and little achievements. Belinda wants to be there to see these tiny changes in their lives and document them along the way.
Some of the happiest moments in their life when they pick up a toy for the first time and start running and playing with it. When my puppy mill girls begin to show affection to one another because they know and smell that they come from the same puppy mill, and I understand because I've been there too. In that joyous moment, they feel that, and they know who you are and that you're showing them love. So my method's a little bit different than some people, but I've had some wonderful dogs, and they loved me. Got a hard heart? Get you a puppy mill dog. It'll soften it up real quick.
Pamela's a little busy getting kisses from Harry. Want to talk about something important now. When you get a new puppy, whether it's a puppy or an older dog, 3-3-3. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And Pamela's going to tell us what that means. Very, very important.
That's right, it's very important. 3 days it takes a dog to realize that he is not going to go back to the shelter.
He's safe.
He's learning his new area, and in 3 weeks he learns your routine. He learns how things work around the house and more where his place is. And by the time you reach 3 months, they pretty much feel like this is their home, and they've got the routine down, and they've found their place in the home.
Okay.
Now, we used to have an adoption refund that went through 2 weeks, but we have expanded it to 3 weeks because it's very important to at least give them a 3 week period.
Yeah, especially if they've been through some abusive or neglect situation.
Yeah, they don't know what to expect.
They don't know. It takes a while for them to get over the trauma.
It takes me 3 weeks to realize with a new friend or something what they want out of me.
I still haven't gotten over my trauma, so, but he's such a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a kisser. He can't control his liquor.
He can't control his liquor.
Okay.
That is true. We need to get him in a 12-step program.
There you go. Thank you to Grateful Rescue. And how do people, if they want to get a doggy, how do they contact you?
Just look on our site at gratefulrescue.org, and we have the Pet Finder site attached to our link. And then follow us on Facebook. A lot of times we put a dog on Facebook, he never even makes it to Pet Finder because people snatch him up.
Well, you're wonderful. You really are.
Oh, thank you, Patty.
You really are.
We love them. It's a labor of love.
I waited a while to get the right one.
You did. That was big paws to fill. I would say shoes to fill, but it was big paws to fill.
But now we did it positively.
My choices were keep her there unhappy or give her up until I called Grateful Rescue, and she agreed to foster her for me. And she did, and she's been amazing, like amazing.
I love you.
I love
so
you.
Proud of you.
Lots of times they're leaving behind their clothing, all of their resources, everything that they own. And so it can be a barrier for clients to get out of a domestic violence relationship if there's not a safe place for their pet to go.
Oh, please donate. Please. It would help women like me. I wasn't so sure that I was going to be able to take her.
Thank you, Grateful Rescue, for extending your services to our clients. We truly appreciate it, and you don't understand the impact that it has made on their lives. Because of you, our client is able to be successful and move forward with their goals. So we're grateful and thankful for your services.
Look, you're going to tell her? Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. She says I'm not gonna miss you.
Oh, she will.
You're a good girl.
She's a very good dog.
I'm Rob Lowe, and this is Barton.
And I'm Kimberly Williams-Paisley, and this is Zoe.
And I'm Johnny Birchfield here with Honey, and we're hoping you'll catch our new Netflix movie, Doggone.
It's about a father and son on a life-changing trek to find their lost dog and bring him home.
And here's the thing. There are so many animals, just like these guys, in shelters all around the country, and they're waiting for a person like you to help them find their way home.
Best Friends Animal Society is a wonderful place. It's a nonprofit organization working to make sure every dog and cat has the chance to come home.
A chance to know love and companionship and happiness. And here's where you come in. Adopt your next pet from a shelter or rescue organization near you, and together we can save them all. Because every pet deserves a safe place to call home. And a person who will go that extra distance for them.
Please visit bestfriends.org to learn more. Okay?
Here with Barry Kukas, the Community Outreach Director at the Halifax Humane Society, and we just finished presenting a nice big truckload from Zachary Tinkle Racing, and we'd like to talk to you about this wonderful place you have. It's really evolved over the time.
Yes, it has. We've been here since 1962. We've been a Humane Society since 1937, so over 80 years, and we just finished a renovation here about 2.5 years ago. We did a capital campaign for $3.6 million. We had lots of donors that stepped up and really supported the cause. We're very happy about that. Currently, we have 375 animals on site. Kitten food, cat food, and dog food, all wet. That's the thing we always are asking for. We never have enough of. Peanut butter, laundry detergent, more laundry in a week than most people do in a year.
We are very honored to donate this to Halifax Humane Society, and hopefully, we're hopefully getting to do this again next year. It's an honor for us to be here on behalf of Tinkle Family Racing and Grateful Rescue as well. So,
thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for your support. And we appreciate everything you guys do. It's a big, big donation for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for Harry. This is his debut on TV.
Hey, it's your debut.
So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a dog or a cat, contact Pamela Terhune. How do they get a hold of you again?
GratefulRescue.org.